Welcome to this episode of Dhann Ki Baat. My name is Rupak. So during the last week, Nifty remained a bit volatile. On the lower end, 17,000 was the support, and whereas it found resistance around 17,640. So overall, it ended on a flat note, and if you can see, it has been moving around the 50 EMA, 50 days exponential moving average, which is kind of a line of polarity for the short-term trend. So when Nifty trades above that moving average, that is 50 EMA, it is said that Nifty is in uptrend. When it is trading decisively below that moving average, it is said that Nifty is in bearish trend. But currently, what we are seeing is that Nifty is hovering around it, and the trend is not clear actually. If we look back a bit, we can find that there was a top at around 18,600, which eventually was the lifetime high of Nifty. Then Nifty came back by 2,200 points and made a low of around 16,400. Then it moved up towards 18,350. Then it came back to 16,800. Once again, it moved up by 1,000 point. From this point to this point, it was 1,000 point rally, and that was a high of 17,800 kind of levels, around that levels. And then once again, it moved back to the lower levels. So what is happening? Nifty is narrowing its range. Okay, and when contraction happen, what happens next is the expansion. So we don't know the direction of the expansion. So we know currently it is consolidating in a narrowing manner, and it will end in a strong up move or down move. The direction is not known to us. So if you look at the weekly chart, in the weekly chart we can see that Nifty is consolidating. Okay, but it is trading above 50 weeks exponential moving average. That does mean that intermediate trend is positive. Okay, also it is trading above 200 weeks daily simple moving average. So that does mean that Nifty is very strong for the long term. The long term trend is positive. Coming back to the daily chart, the short term view is Nifty is likely to continue its consolidation as long as it trades above this consolidation range. Like on the higher end, it is 17,800. On the lower end, it is about 17,000. So as long as Nifty does not give any decisive breakout, so we won't be seeing any directional move in the Nifty or in the overall market. So support would be 17,000 and resistance would be 17,800 for the short term. So above 17,800, if Nifty can move decisively, then we can expect a rally towards 18,350, 18,300 kind of levels. Once again, if Nifty manages to move beyond that level, we can expect strong rally in the market. Whereas on the lower end, 17,000 is going to act a very crucial support for Nifty. Moving on to Bank Nifty, what we are witnessing in Bank Nifty is also volatile, has been volatile for the week. It made a low of around this swing high, that was a swing high, and it moved back to the higher level from there. And currently it is trading around 38,500 kind of level, and here also we don't see any directional move. Last time it tried to give a directional move, but it failed. There was a failed breakout, and Nifty came back to the lower levels. Now it moved into a consolidation. Now we'll be seeing only a directional move when Bank Nifty moves beyond this level. This is 39,000, and on the lower end, 37,500 is going to act as a very crucial support for Bank Nifty for the short term. Moving on to some sectoral indices, we have Nifty FMCG. Uh, what we are seeing, this is a daily chart of FMCG. The FMCG has fallen below once again the 200 DMA. So overall, there was a pullback from the lower levels, but it failed to sustain the stayed on the higher end and came back to the lower level. So FMCG once again turning back to weak zone, weak space. So any long position may be traded with a stop loss, and because FMCG is looking a bit weak, then it's metal. So metal is the only sector which is signing. If you look at the weekly chart of the Nifty Metal Index, we can see that there was a swing high breakout on the weekly time frame. It is also trading above its 50 weeks exponential moving average. That does mean the intermediate trend is positive. So metal will remain positive for the short term. Daily chart is a bit consolidation we can see, but then overall there was a swing high breakout. As long as it is trading above 5930, we can expect strong momentum in the metal space. Now moving on to next sector, that is CNX IT. So CNX IT, after a attempt of moving back to the higher levels, it came back to the lower levels once again, and what we can see that weakness is being is witnessed in the Nifty IT space, and now this can move down towards the 200 DMA, and which is around 33,000. So overall weakness may persist in the IT space, and if you look at the weekly chart, the weekly chart is also a bit weak. Yeah, definitely there is a support at around 33,300, but overall the undertone is bearish, and going forward, if this level is broken, like if we draw a trend line, you can find that this trend line was broken. Okay, so trend line is broken, that means the trend has reversed. Once it moves below this level, like 34,189 is a level to watch. If it is broken decisively, we can expect further fall down towards 33,000. Okay, so if we talk stock specific, first stock we have is Tata Steel. Now it is the daily chart of Tata Steel. In the daily chart, what we can see that Tata Steel has given a trend line breakout. Okay, this is a bullish trend line breakout, and also it moved back above the 200 DMA, which is a positive sign. Also, we can see that after a correction, Tata Steel is now no. Let me draw a Let me draw something. So you can expect a resistance around this level. But interesting thing is that if we draw from the lower end, what we have found is that it's a megaphone pattern. So it's a very strong pattern at market bottom or market top, or particular stocks bottom or top. So Tata Steel has made a megaphone pattern on the lower end. So after a correction, it may move back to the higher levels very strongly. It has also given the breakout above the trend line, and then it is finding a bit resistance around these levels. Once it is taken decisively, we can expect strong rally in the stock. So Tata Steel is a very important stock to watch. Next stock will be Tech Mahindra. As I said, IT stocks is looking weak again, and Tech Mahindra has given a breakdown of the symmetrical triangle pattern. Symmetrical triangles are continuation patterns, and we can expect further move down towards 1370. Even it can move down further lows, and on the higher end, this is going to act as very good resistance. That is 1471 kind of levels. Once it is moved above this level, we can expect further recovery in the stock, but till then we can expect weakness in the stock. So that was the second stock. third stock, once again, a metal and mineral space. And in this chart, we can see that the stock has given a trend line breakout on the weekly chart or on the daily chart. What we can see that the stock has moved back higher levels after a consolidation. And we can see on the weekly chart that there is a golden crossover. So what is golden crossover? Golden crossover is 50 moving average is above 200 days moving average. So whenever 50 days moving average is above 200 days moving average, it is said the stock is in golden crossover. So the stock moil is in golden crossover in the weekly chart. So for the medium term, its stock is looking very bullish, and on the higher end it can move up towards the previous peak. Previous high was around 2008. So towards that level it can move up, and on the lower end the support is going to be this thing. The low of this candle is going to be the support, that is about 174. So that's it for today's Dhan Ki Baat. We will meet you in the next video, in the next episode. Till then, bye. Stay healthy, stay safe. Thank you.